Hello everyone, I am Simran Kaur from Shivjyoti Educational Group. Today it's turn to revise chapter 13, motion and time. So open your books and come to page number 147. So this is part 1. So let's begin with few points which are needed to be remembered. First, state of motion and rest are relative terms. What does that mean? In this chapter we have studied two terms. First is motion and the other one is rest. How these two terms are relative? Let's take two cases, two situations. In situation 1, tree is there and a man is walking. So after few seconds, this man traveled few meters and he reached at this position. Then in next few seconds, he reached at this position. So this man is in motion with respect to this tree. Why? Because this man is changing its position from this place to that place with respect to tree. So this man is in motion, but this tree, is this tree changing its position with respect to this man? No, it is present on the same position. So this tree is at rest and this man is in motion. If we are comparing this man with this tree, related to this tree. Now in second situation, same tree is there. Now instead of man, we have taken two cars. These two cars are located at same position. Okay. Now the drivers of these two cars, they are driving these cars with the same speed, let's say 20 km per hour. So after 1 hour, they will cover 20 km distance, both of the cars. Now look closely, with respect to each other, are these cars changing their position? No. With respect to each other, they are at rest. But with respect to this tree, these two cars are in motion, because with respect to this tree, these cars are changing their position. Got it? Then the interval between two events is known as time. How do you measure time? Nowadays we use wristwatches, we use clocks, smartphones, computer, laptops. But in ancient times, people, they do not use these clocks. At that time they used to use the natural phenomena like sunrise, sunset, sundial, then water clock, hourglass, so many devices. Units of time, microsecond, nanosecond, these are small units of time. Then bigger units are second, minute, hour, year, centuries, decades, millenniums, these all are bigger units of time. Now we know that nowadays we use clocks, wristwatches. So how does it work? What is the working principle behind the working of those clocks? They make use of periodic motion. Now what is periodic motion? The to and fro motion. To and fro motion is known as periodic motion. And which device produces this type of motion? Simple pendulum. And you know that how does it look? Simple pendulum. You know the structure of simple pendulum? To the hard surface, a string is attached to which a metallic ball, or we called bob, is attached. This is simple pendulum, and you then motion, this is periodic motion. Okay? So simple pendulum produces periodic motion. The next term is speedometer. What is speedometer? You have seen this device which has been installed on our vehicles. It is used to measure the speed of the moving vehicle. You know, we check that by how much speed we are traveling, that 60 km per hour or 80 km per hour, that is speedometer. It measures the speed of moving vehicle. The next term is autometer. Autometer, again the device which you have seen, which measures the distance travelled by any vehicle. Like suppose you are starting your journey from your home and you reached your destination, then you will check that how many kilometers we have covered, then you will see that we have covered 250 kilometers. So, that device is known as odometer. Then uniform and non-uniform motion. In uniform motion, any moving body, it covers equal distance in equal interval of time. Suppose this man is walking in 5 seconds, this man is covering 10 meters. Then in next 5 seconds, he will cover the next 10 meter, and again in next 5 seconds, he will cover the next 10 meters. So, you can see this man is covering equal distances in equal interval of time. But in case of non-uniform motion, this is exactly opposite. In equal interval of time, body covers unequal distances. We will take the motion of the same man, this man. Time duration we are taking is same, 5 seconds. What is S? SI unit of time, second. So, let us say this man in first 5 seconds, this man is covering 10 meter. Then he increases his speed, then in next 5 seconds he is covering 15 meter. Now he is exhausted, so he slows down. Then in next 5 seconds he is covering only 5 meters. So, in his whole journey he is covering unequal distance in equal interval of time, and this motion is known as non-uniform motion. Understood? Non-uniform motion. Next topic was distance time graph. In this topic, if you remember, we plotted graph of distance and time. In graph, we take two axes, x axis and y axis. Can you tell me which axis is this? This is x axis and this axis is y. On x axis, we take time and unit is second, and on y axis, we take distance covered by the moving object. So, in these we require two coordinates, one for time and the other for distance. So, for uniform motion, the distance time graph is a straight line, because in this line you can see at any point distance travelled by a body is equal in given interval of time. But in case of non-uniform motion, the line is not straight. The line is not straight, it can be like this. This is for non-uniform motion. Now, internal questions which you have to write on 151. Question 1. Name a special type of clock used in explosives. That special type of clock is timer. You have seen explosives. Nowadays, we have even in our mobile phones also timer. We can set timer. Then next internal on 152. Question 2. State the SI unit of speed and time. What is speed? Distance upon time. You remember the formula for speed? Speed is equal to distance upon time. Now, what is the SI unit of distance? That is meter. And what is SI unit of time? This is second. So, what will be the SI unit of speed? It will be meter per second. And SI unit of time is second. Then question 3 internal on 154. Name the device which is used to measure distance moved by a vehicle, that is odometer, and speedometer, it measures the speed of vehicle. So that was all about part 1. Thank you.